What's inside this box is going to take our homemade pizza to another level. Welcome back to the next episode in our homemade pizza series. If you're new to this channel, my name's Matt. I'm a self-taught home cook, and on this channel, we make great food in our home kitchen. If you've been joining us so far in this series on making homemade pizza, we started out by making a 4-ingredient pizza dough, which turned out pretty good. And then in the last episode, we made my favorite pizza. I think it turned out really, really great. The dough, I think we nailed. It was a great way to use tools that we already have in the home kitchen. Now, I know I said at the outset of this series that we were only going to use tools that we could find in the home kitchen. And I guess I'm lying a little bit because I've gone on Amazon and I bought something. It was pretty cheap, so I think it still fits in this spirit of what we've been trying to do in this series. Let's open it up. First time I've done an unboxing on this channel. This was $25, 20 or 25 euros. It's good for pros and beginners. So I would say we've struggled with the bottom of our dough not getting as crispy as it could be. Even when we used our sort of home cook hack, the preheated pan, it was better, but it wasn't sort of level that I think you can get with something like this. Let's open this up. We don't need this. There we go. So you might be able to find a stone or you might be able to find a steel. They're really similar and we don't need to go into the details. It basically just goes right in the oven. You let it heat up for a long time. It needs to heat up for about an hour before you make your pizzas. This stone is very similar to what's in the bottom of a pizza oven. And if we get this really, really hot, I think we're gonna get a crust that mimics something that's cooked in one of those big, really, really expensive pizza ovens that only fancy restaurants can afford. The pizza that we made last episode, the margherita pizza, my favorite pizza, comes from Naples, the Neapolitan region of Italy. And so there's an association that ensures that Neapolitan pizza is made a specific way and conforms to certain standards, in the same way that champagne has to be from Champagne, France. And margherita is only one of the types of pizza. Marinara is the second type of pizza that this association looks after. So I think it only makes sense in our search for the perfect pizza at home that we give this marinara pizza a try. That way we will have tried two of the most famous pizzas in the entire world. And one thing we neglected to do in the last episode is, while we use tomatoes from Italy, you are supposed to use San Marzano tomatoes. In my local Italian store, I found these tomatoes. I searched high and low and I couldn't find authentic San Marzano tomatoes. It says Italian peel tomatoes. They look sort of like San Marzano tomatoes, but I don't think they are, otherwise they would advertise it. So this is the best I could find, but we're gonna use these tomatoes as the way of making our marinara pizza. So let's jump in the kitchen and let's try and make a marinara pizza with our brand new pizza stone. So to start off, we can use the exact same dough that we used in the previous episode when we made margherita pizza. After all, this is all just Neapolitan pizza. And thankfully, I have an extra portion of dough. So we need to let it proof just like we did in the last episode. So I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna do this quickly. If you wanna see more details, check out the last episode. Just like last episode, we're gonna let these proof for 2 hours. While our pizza's proofing to get our oven ready, preheat our oven, we're gonna put our pizza stone in first. I'm gonna put it right on the rack. You want ventilation, so you don't wanna put it on a tray or anything like that. So one of these wire racks. Highest setting that it will go to. Got the fan on. We're gonna let this preheat for about an hour. So while that's preheating, there's a few things that we can do to get our pizza ready. First, we can slice some garlic, need a few cloves, and then I'm gonna slice this as thinly as I can. This reminds me of Goodfellas. So that's our garlic done. And we need to prepare our tomatoes a bit. These are whole tomatoes, they're peeled, but we need to basically crush them. In a bowl, sieve on top, add the tomatoes, drain out all the juice, set this bowl aside, add the tomatoes into this bowl, add a bit of salt, and I'm gonna mash these into a homogeneous mixture. That's looking pretty good. Let's set our tomatoes and our garlic aside and check on our pizza dough. let's use this one to make a marinara pizza. I'll start by flouring my board. And we're gonna push out our dough from the center, making it about the size that we want. Keep spreading. And if you want, you can use gravity a little bit to pull things down or get your hands underneath. There we go, and very shortly we've got something the size that we want. Trying to keep it as much of a circle as possible. And our order is tomatoes first, leaving a bit of room for a crust. This one has a fair bit of tomato sauce because that's the core ingredient. Second is a bit of oregano. I'm using dried oregano. I'm not sure if you're supposed to use fresh oregano, but this is all I have. And our slices of garlic. Same thing, start in the center and just sort of work our way around. And then last but not least, a light drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. And then we're gonna slide this onto our pizza stone, which has been preheating. We have our marinara style pizza. Our garlic is nice and browned. We've got some really, really good char marks, I think, on this one. It's, I think, the crispiest pizza that we've made so far. But as usual, we need to give it a try. Oh, that's crispy. Oh, wow. It's simple and delicious. Those tomatoes, you know, even though they're not the San Marzano tomatoes, are really, really good. Our crust, I'm really, really happy with it. We've got those blister marks, that's sort of traditional of this type of pizza. Probably as far as we can with the Neapolitan style pizzas. Join us in the next episode where we're gonna go to North America, where we're gonna start making some American style pizzas. If you liked this episode, hit the like button, subscribe, really helps out the channel. Aside from that, we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Need a bit of the crust. That crunch probably doesn't sound great, but it sure tastes great.